Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be diving into the Def Leppard concert Blu-ray One Night Only live at the Leadmill. As you can see, this Blu-ray came in a small digipack that also includes a CD of the concert and a booklet with several band photos and credits. If you stick around until the end, I will display the full set list for this concert for you. So Live at the Leadmill was filmed on May 19th, 2023 at the Leadmill music venue in Def Leppard's hometown of Sheffield, England. The band decided to celebrate the release of their new Drastic Symphonies album by playing this intimate one-off club gig in front of just under 900 diehard fans, as well as a global live stream audience that also tuned in. The video kicks off with a brief intro segment showing the front of the venue as well as a close-up of one of the Def Leppard posters on the wall outside advertising this event. A few seconds later, you can hear the crowd's anticipation start to build as the venue lights are dimmed and the band begins to take their places on stage. After a "Good evening Sheffield, good evening the world, welcome to the Leadmill" from Joe Elliott, the band launches right into a raunchy performance of Action, that glam rock sweet cover that they did on their retroactive album of 1993. From there, it's basically a back and forth journey through their 40-plus year discography, starting with a fairly generic pop rocker fired up from their recent Diamond Star Halos album. This one kind of fell a little flat for me, and they would also later play the song Kick from that album, which I found equally uninspiring. I mean, I really did dig the first single they released from Diamond Star Halos, though, Take What You Want, and I really wish that they had played that one instead. So here's where things really take a turn for the better, though, when that simple but epic opening guitar riff of Let It Go tells a hometown crowd that we are going old school now. I mean, I remember telling my wife during the song how High and Dry was my favorite Def Leppard album, but then they go ahead and follow it with Too Late for Love from Pyromania, and I was like, no, wait a minute, that is my favorite Def Leppard album. It's really always been a roll of the dice, though, as they are both nearly perfect albums in my opinion. Fortunately, they would favor those two albums and Hysteria, of course, for this short set list. I've mentioned some of my favorite 3-album runs of all time in a couple of my other reviews, and Def Leppard's run of High and Dry, Pyromania, and Hysteria certainly ranks up there with the best. Although Too Late for Love was one of the concert highlights for me, it became a little apparent that they were probably down-tuning at least some of these songs, most likely to accommodate Joe Elliott's aging vocals. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it because Elliott was 63 years old at this concert, and some of those older Def Leppard classics have some pretty damn high vocals. I think his live vocals still sound pretty great for his age, and he doesn't use any damn auto-tune either. And speaking of age-defying, all 3 guitarists are in their 60s, all wearing sleeveless vests open all the way down to their belly buttons, and they still looked ripped. Impressive. If there was ever such a thing as a Hysteria deep cut, it might be the song Excitable, a song I had practically forgotten about over the last few decades. I'll tell you what, though, it turned out to be one of the highlights of the show for me. Campbell and Colin unleashed some pristinely crunchy guitar tones that had me thinking that they had broken out those old Rockman amps that really defined the Hysteria album sound in the 80s. Or maybe they got one of those new MXR Rockman X100 pedals that came out recently. I know I did. I'm thinking the band had a lot of their high school buddies in the crowd this night because they break out some songs that were likely born in those old Sheffield clubs 40 years prior. I mean, Mirror Mirror, Look Into My Eyes is one of those High and Dry deep cuts that I did not expect to see here, and it really emphasized just how hard rocking these boys used to be on those first couple of albums. What I do always expect to be played from that album, however, is the 1-2 punch of the epic power ballad Bringin' On the Heartbreak, which always seamlessly melds into their best instrumental, Switch 625. The song Hysteria is a pop rock masterpiece, and these guys are still able to pull it off quite impressively live, considering it was such a meticulously produced studio creation from the likes of producer Mutt Lange. Those famously shimmering clean guitar medleys are masterfully blended with Colin's soaring lead tones and the wonderful harmony vocals coming from all three guitarists. If Pour Some Sugar on Me isn't the catchiest damn rock song of all time, I just don't know what is. But it has been so overplayed that I will straight up change the station should it come on the radio. But I'd never pass on a Def Leppard performance of this king of the late 80s strip club songs. And what better way to send their local friends home satisfied than with an incendiary performance of Wasted from their 1980 debut, On Through the Night. To think that the average age of the band members was about 18 when this album came out is astounding. If you are mostly only familiar with Def Leppard's commercial hits, especially from Hysteria onward, then some of these older hard rockers might be a bit shocking to your ears. The debut album in particular was so much heavier and raw sounding before all of those famous producers got a hold of them and made them famous. The Live at the Leadmill Blu-ray features two outstanding audio mixes, LPCM stereo and DTS HD master audio. Although the LCPM mix is stellar, the DTS mix provides a much more powerful and perfectly balanced concert soundstage. And for you fellow guitarists out there, the two guitar attack of Colin and Campbell were right up front in the mix, right where they belong. The video was filmed in 1080i HD and the picture quality was nearly perfect. The video detail was exceptional thanks in part to a fairly low-key yet beautifully balanced light show for the relatively smallish stage, at least for Def Leppard that is. The camera work was excellent overall, emphasizing the intimacy of this show and creating a very unique vibe as compared to Def Leppard's usual stadium shows. The director did a great job focusing his close-ups where they needed to be, such as the guitar solos or key drum fills, etc. But I could also have used a few more shots of the whole stage or the whole band playing, which are my favorites. For the most part, the camera angle changes were reasonably unhurried, which I always do appreciate. There were no special features included, and the total running time is only about 66 minutes. The set list shown here featured 13 songs and spanned the band's entire catalog from their debut album On Through the Night to their most recent album, Diamond Star Halos. As for my ratings of this Blu-ray, my overall production rating is a 9 out of 10, and my overall performance rating is a 7 out of 10. Live at the Leadmill may not be the definitive Def Leppard concert video release, but there is a lot here for longtime fans to appreciate. There are certainly better live performances of most of these songs on other Def Leppard concert videos, but the uniqueness of seeing them go from football stadium to hometown club makes this one a little more special. All right, that's it for me today. Let me know your thoughts on Live at the Leadmill in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Catch you next time.